All right, what's up, everybody? We're doing a little safe food chit chat. We have everyone here. We have Crud Crypto, we have RJ, we have Daniel Prado, and obviously, I will let them all speak for themselves. Give a quick hi, let everyone know who you are, and we'll start with Krug and then go in that rectangle.
Cool. Hi, everybody. I am Krug Crypto. I've been in Seifu since basically the day of launch. Got in a little bit later, but that's all right. What you gonna do? I'm super happy to come talk to all you guys today. Go on, pass it along.
All right, Mr. Daniel.
Hi, everybody. A lot of you saw my video where I did also get in the pre-sale. Lucky enough to be able to get that done. And since then, and even before then, I just fell in love with this project. I think it's going to change a lot of people's lives, which is why I've been doing everything that I've been doing as far as videos and getting the word out there to try to help people as much as I can.
All right, and of course, the best for last, Mr. RJ.
The best, man. We're all equal here. What's going on, everyone? My name is RJ, and yeah, I tried to get in on pre-sale, but I kept airing out. Daniel probably kept taking my spot in the pre-sale, so I kept airing out in there, so I couldn't get in. But obviously, as you guys already know, if you guys were on pre-sale, it did obviously launch that same day because of issues with pink sale, so I was able to get in right at ICO. And have been on since then. So thanks so much for hosting this, John. I'm excited to talk to everyone here.
Absolutely. Just like you guys, like you, RJ, I was trying to buy a pre-sale and I just could not get it. It said F you. And I said, all right, cool.
Oh yeah, I aired out so many times.
I know. I was getting kind of ticked off. I was like, damn, bro, you serious? And then I saw that the chat was saying one day, tomorrow. I'll buy tomorrow then, right? I was like, I get a text from my buddy, hey, dude, you're going live right now. I'm like, what? It's only 3 hours since whatever, the pink sale. I was like, what the? it was a wild day, to say the least. I was like, okay, buy.
I did practices for mine. I just kept on practicing and making sure that, like, because when you went into the pink sale, if you didn't have BSC but you just had BNB, it wasn't reading it. And I was realizing that, so I was like, wait, I can't use BNB. It's got to be BSC. So I made sure that I had all that, worked out beforehand, and I just kept on, because there was no videos, no instruction on anything on how to do a pre-sale. I had never done it before, so I was just like, I'm going to try the best I can to practice and get ready as much as I could, and luckily it worked out.
Oh, well, all right. Well, I guess you're a lucky mofo then. That's cool, man.
Yeah, worth the practice.
I was not lucky. I tried lip clicking. I said, nope, not working. So
it went once for me, and it went right through. The video's up. You can see it. It's my first video on Seifu.
Wow, dude! I guess you got your lucky cherry pop right there on Seifu, right? Lucky, seriously.
As soon as it clicked down to 0, that button lit up. I clicked it, it went through, and then like you see it come through like a couple seconds later after the whole thing is done. It says transaction successful, and I was like, yes.
So how stoked were you? Was that your first ever pink sale, first ever crypto project you bought or something? It sounds kind of like that.
No, I mean, listen, I've been in all kinds of different things that have just been complete and utter failures, like most of us. You know what I mean? Like we'd all be sitting rich, if everything that we got involved in was successful. The problem is that most things are just a piece of crap. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. And so I was just really excited about this one because of, I was looking for some, just like looking around on YouTube one day. I've been rugged, I've been all that stuff, taking advantage of the whole 9 yards. And I was like, just looking around, and I find this video. I was about to watch another video, but you know how they have the suggestions underneath. And I see this, crazy guy looking, like whatever, Brian, for his first docs video, emergency docs video of CEO. And I was like, what is this? And I clicked on that, and it was like that day that he had made it. And I was like, this guy's awesome, man. Like, this guy's new, like, he's exciting. I want to get more, get more information of what he's doing. And he had said he was going to be on every day. So every single day since the first day, I didn't see him live, but I saw him since the first day. And every day I just was watching all of his AMAs and just taking in as much information as I could.
Oh, very good. Very good. So I guess a question of the day is, did you guys see that Kofefe Zilla's video?
Sure did.
Yeah. You'll if you're an investor in Seifu, you almost have to really obviously watch it. Even if you don't want to, you still have to be in the know what other people are saying. And yeah, I mean, I watched it. Did everyone else here watch it?
I watched it.
Yep, and I fully agree. It's one of those things. It's just part of keeping up with your investment. You have to know all the latest news on it. But speaking of knowing the latest news, having done your own research, if you have done so, you already know everything in that video. It's exactly some big secret. It's
right. I don't know about you guys.
What I didn't want was something that that none of us knew to come to be in that video, but it was nothing. It was the same crap that we've heard. All of it.
Right. But I mean, even though we all knew whatever he spoke about when we saw the video, you're like, oh, I knew all this stuff already. But at the same time, I had the feeling, dude, I should sell and run right now. I don't know about you guys, but I would get that feeling like, you know, with crypto, it's like, dude, everything is so sketchy, you know, and you see this guy with 1.2 million subs. He's like, why is he on this little small project for? I mean, what's so special about it, you know? I'm like, oh my God. But obviously, it wasn't too bad. It was just kind of like, that's it. It kind of reminded me of the other one, on-chain crypto. It's all surface.
No, he's not. We're not even going to talk about him because he's
no. I'm just saying
he's a nobody compared to CoffeeZilla. But I'll tell you, for me, I was just like, you know, when I saw the video, it was just like, because you know we've all made videos and we've all had these expectations. But I've been saying, like, there is really nothing. I know we've all looked into this already. There is nothing that he could possibly come up with. Just nothing. It's going to be the same crap. And when I saw the video, I was just like, this is just, I mean, this is nothing, man. This is the same crap. So I wasn't really worried about it, but I was kind of excited though. I don't know if that's what you said, John, that you were excited afterwards. I was excited afterwards because I was just like, if this is the video, if this is what everyone brought it down to $50 for, it's going to go back up in no time. And I think I'm right. I think it's going to go back up anytime now. I mean, if it hasn't already. Does anybody know the price it is now? I'm going to go into the
got it up right here. One sec. We're sitting at 48.14.
Let's see. It's what it says here. It says it is loading. It's $47 right now. So yeah, it's 47. Still, yeah, it's 47. It's still going down.
So we've suffered that big drop already. It was like pre-FUD drop, and then now it's just, you know, the protocol will work. It will prove itself, and then we'll just, you know, we can hopefully be done with this. But yeah,
I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of surprised with how much drama Brian Legend has on this guy. You know, like every single week, every single month, there's always something new coming at this guy. I'm kind of like shocked with how much stuff comes at him. It's kind of like amazing, actually, in a way. Also, is it just me or?
Yeah, I mean, it comes with the territory of doxing yourself. The moment you dox yourself, you become a target. Easy target for other people to just start trolling you. I mean, as content creators, every single one of us here has gotten trolled in our own comment section all the time, right?
All the time.
Now, when you have a project like Seifu that just gets a lot of attention and is popping off and it's coming off on Twitter, obviously Brian was paying for ads. I mean, it just gets more and more attention, and obviously every single time it gains more attention, not all of it, of course, is positive attention, right? So, of course, the negative side of that, just like any other project, will have its own fudders, will have its own negative side of things. But yeah, I mean, it does feel like it, you know, being only what a two month and some change project, we've definitely fought some pretty insane FUD already.
Unbelievable.
But I think nonetheless, people that understand this.
Special guest.
Hello.
Special guest.
Hey, it's Brian, Mr. Brian Legend.
Hey, this guy.
Oh yeah, what's up?
It was a surprise. It's a surprise.
This is a surprise. My goodness.
What's up, Brian?
I did not expect that to happen, bro. Come on.
No, that was it. Me and Hey John were talking earlier hours ago, and I said, "Oh, I'll come on," and he goes, "I'll keep it a secret as a special guest." So that's why I sent it in.
You guys are sneaky.
Awesome.
You guys are sneaky. We didn't even know you were coming on.
I had no clue, not even a little bit. That's funny.
That's why we're seeing a real reaction. Nothing like, oh, it's like,
I would never guess this was gonna happen, bro. I would have never guessed this, man.
Happened here.
Blowing everyone's mind. There you go.
Yeah, Brian, we were just talking about how it seems like, you know, for the length that Seifu's been alive, it just seems like we've already fought some insane FUD. And I told them it just comes with the territory of being doxxed, right? Well, if every single content creator here has gotten so much FUD and so much hate sometimes in the comments, no matter what we're covering, and someone like you who's obviously, you know, doxed, fully doxed, even showed your ID and everything like that, it just becomes an easy target for FUD, and it just comes with the territory is all we were talking about.
Yeah, and folks always wonder why project leads don't want to dox.
Oh yeah, well that's exactly right. So it's got good and bad, doesn't it? So yeah, trying to do the right thing, but then yeah, people just don't like it. So going against the grain, you know, that's what it is. Trying to do something different.
Hey John, like what I wanted to mention too was you had mentioned like, what is this guy coming at us for? Like, you know, he's this big YouTuber. It is because, in my opinion, it's because we might not have the biggest market cap, right? But the Seifu protocol is the project of the year, man. Like let's just face it, everybody's talking about it. It's on everybody's radar. It's gonna blow up at some point. I think this was the last one, and since it was so weak, it's not gonna. It's gonna basically the protocol just needs to prove itself from here on out, and in the next month or two, it's just gonna blow up again. But the reason why is because he knew, despite the fact that we don't have $1 billion or $2 billion or $3 billion market cap, he knows that if he puts a video out like that, it's going to get a lot of clicks because Seifu is the star this year.
We are doing very well, yeah. But look, we're not, you know, we can't do anything more than what we are. But at the same time, the market conditions are what they are as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know, we can't do too much about that. But yeah, look, I'm assuming that you guys have all watched CoffeeZilla's video that he put out there, and you know, he didn't discuss anything new. You know, he just showed, hey, Wolf of Trove failed, yeah. Which, you know, I disagree with the point there where he said we didn't have gym partnerships. I've proven that we did, and you can see that on the web. So there's parts you can nitpick, but overall, no, it's just everything. We've already discussed it all. I've already, you know, discussed it myself. So, yeah. Oh well. Let him be. Let him do his thing.
Absolutely agree.
I think for all of us that are already part of the community, like we already know it, so it's not going to really affect very much. It's mainly the new people coming on board, you know, that might be a little bit more standoffish. But what you need to do as an investor is you need to be doing your own diligence and research. So you should really be questioning those kind of, you know, things that he's presenting and finding out the facts and for yourself, and coming into the community where everyone answers the questions, and hopefully then, yeah, turning around and, you know, being part of the protocol. So I think it's, yeah, it's got its good and bad things, but overall we didn't bring anything new to the table. I knew he couldn't. So I think it's a positive thing more than anything. So.
Me too.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with that right there. 100% agree. I was more worried, is this guy going to bring up some Safe Moon type of like detail? I was like, oh my God, we're going to get crushed. But that was it. I'm like, that's it, bro? Are you serious? Like, oh my God.
Oh man, there's no time for that, bro. There's no time for that. There's no money for that. Like Brian, in videos that I've made, there's like, look at where you can see where all the money's going, which he didn't even go into. He doesn't bring up any of the wallets that Brian actually has access to. That he
so of course he's not going to do it. Yeah,
it's stupid. It's dumb.
Yeah. But like you said, like you just got to use some critical thinking. And your last video, Daniel, that you put out, it literally says, all right, well, you're 30 odd million in the fire pit. Why hasn't Brian rugged it? You know, hypothetically, it's plenty of money. Like there's a lot of money, right? So yeah. So you just use your logical thinking. Hey, well, what's he waiting for? Like, you know, it's ridiculous.
I had to hold in my laugh while I was making the video because I'm saying, hey, Coffee, what's he waiting for? For it to get to 40 million? Is that what he's waiting for? 50 million? Is he waiting for it to get to 100? That's when he's gonna do it. What's he doing, Coffee? You know, like it's stupid.
It's very silly. So,
yeah. I think we should have a boxing match. Daniel versus CoffeeZilla. I mean, I would put some good Seifu in that right there.
No.
Oh man. So I mean, like,
listen, I like the guy's work. He does good job when it's supposed to happen, but this was just not. And Brian, you tried to tell him, bro. Tell him, like in the chats, he's like, man, look, come on, you do scams. Like, we don't need to talk about this. And he just wanted it to be the case, and it's just like, oh.
Yeah, look, one of the reasons why I didn't want to speak to him either is, I don't want to be discussing old projects that I've repeatedly discussed numerous times. And if you're in my position, you kind of get tired of it. You're just like, what? No, I've got no time for it. It's just like, you do what you want. I'm over it. I've got things to do and priorities to set and tasks to do and resources to put into Seifu, not talking about other crap that, it's just not going to do anything. So, yeah, you get tired of it. You really do. And that's really the only reason, mainly why I just didn't want to speak about it. I said, look, if you want to speak to Seifu, I'll speak about Seifu if you've got any concerns with it. Because that's where he came up to me with to trying to address that 5-pit issue, which I was more than happy to do. I would have had a call with him. But talking about other irrelevant stuff, no, it's no point to that.
Yeah,
so hopefully you guys get why.
Brushing it off kind of the way you did anyways, I feel like it's the right approach. With trolls, everyone needs to understand, talking about things constantly, talking about these videos, but all of the negative videos that have been made about Seifu, bringing them up over and over again just gives them power. It keeps things circulating. It's a lot better just to let trolls kind of curl up and die. It's
and the issue with that, I agree with Krug, because the issue with that is obviously there was a lot of FUD that came my way when I had left SafeMoon in terms of just covering their content. And a lot of people invited me up. They're like, hey, well, why don't you come talk about it? Why don't you come talk about it? In many platforms that obviously were one-sided and they had their mindset on one thing. And no matter what you had said, they were going to spin it up and they controlled that narrative, right? The issue with that is when you go up to a content creator like Coffee or someone like that, where you accept something like that, they're coming in with a narrative. They're coming in with a motive, so that no matter what you say anyways, they're not in it to really listen. You're not there to change their mind. They're there to kind of just drive their narrative a little further. And so I really do agree that you did do the right thing, because it's just, you're only feeding into the viewership, the trolls of that. And the issue with Coffee is his viewership is built on trying to find these scams and potential scam projects. And yes, albeit he's found scam projects, his viewership needs to be satiated and he needs content to be able to produce to satisfy that viewership. And that viewership is to find, hey, Coffee, what scams do you have for us on your channel? What do you have for us? And he needs to consistently find stuff like that. He chose Seifu, which obviously, as we already said, Brian had covered this several times. What's up, DeFi Dad? How are you, man?
What's up, man?
There he is.
But you're coming in a little soft, Dad.
Yeah, bro, you gotta make it
Dad.
up the gain or something. Up the gain.
Yeah, your audio is coming in a little low. But yeah, what I was saying was, when it comes to Coffee, he chose to target Seifu. I think a couple of reasons. Why? Because Seifu is hot in terms of trending, in terms of what's trending on DeFi, a hot DeFi project, and so he wants to find something like that, right? And he's going to feed off that viewership, off that hype, and of course, he targeted Seifu, but with news that was already addressed by you personally, Brian, right? And the only thing he really had questions about the current project was the fire pit, in which you had already addressed. So I think you chose the right path on that, and that's just my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, look, I always try to be transparent. I'll try to preempt the attack and kind of said to the community, okay, we'll expect, CoffeeZilla's video to come out. But I honestly didn't think it would be that bad, to be honest. So I might have rethought that process then of addressing to the community. But I thought, look, now's the time. Let's just get it out the way, rather from just springboarding. Everyone's shocked, So I always try to bring news to the community, whether it be good or bad, and try to field it for.
Yeah, you've been great about that.
I gotta say that's probably one of the reasons why I invested into this, to be honest. I mean, I've never seen another CEO or whatever you want to call them, right, where they show you everything. I'm like, what the? This is kind of bizarre.
I know some of your videos you've said that. It's funny when you talk about it too. You're like, man, I just wonder, this is weird. It is weird, but it's still fantastic, though. I think that all of this is the reason why it's been as successful as it is, and it's the reason why the FUD has been able to fought off as much as it has so successfully because of Brian. Look, he's here with us talking on a live stream about this project, and he didn't have to do that, but here he is. I mean, it's the reason.
Yeah, I'd have to agree for sure, because I've told Krug, I've told some real life friends of mine here, whenever we had FUD here on Seifu since March 1st, Brian has gone on live, emergency live sessions to address it head on. And as someone who's been invested in DeFi and in crypto, there's several projects where there's a lot of FUD, and there's no leadership to be had. You don't see them anywhere. They're crickets. When you need them the most to try and calm the waves a little bit, hey, address what's going on right now. Help me with this issue that's been brought forth to us. Most of those projects are quiet, right? I don't want to name projects, but Brian has gone in front every single time. Certic FUD, he got ahead of it. Pink Sale FUD, he got ahead of it. He released all these AMAs, and that's why I was just so confident about the project, because I felt like, as an investor, that I've said this so many times now, as an investor, it feels like you are truly addressing us as investors. And that's what's important. And that's how I make my own decision, my own critical thinking in whether or not I want to invest in a project such as Seifu. So, Brian, thanks for obviously being so transparent and getting ahead of things.
Yeah, look, I appreciate that. There's, you don't really need to thank me. It's just something that I just do, and know it needs to be done. But yeah, it's just I don't know how to explain it. It's
it's a norm,
but it should be.
It's a normal. Exactly right.
Norm.
It
But that's
should
kind of
be
like,
the norm.
that's kind of why I was saying it's weird, because I'm like, this is not the crypto way. The crypto way is to just be quiet. When there's a problem, just walk away from it, make a new project. Let's take the heat for it.
Yeah.
I've seen rug pulls and Dogecoin. Other.
I really care,
It's like
and I
bizarre.
might, maybe one of my downfalls might be that I'm trying to care too much, and that's exactly what it is. I'm caring for you guys. I do want my investors and people in the community to be successful, right? And I've got something to prove that. I'm trying to make millionaires out of this for the people who haven't sold yet and keeping around in this red day today.
It's strange we have this amount of FUD for a 2 month old project. This is very strange. You made some waves, I think.
That's when you know you've made it, and everyone's trying to bring you down.
Yeah, I don't think anyone expected it, obviously, Seifu to be this successful already, or to have this larger community and backing behind it, and all you guys that are supporting as far as your YouTube channels, which has gone a long way. So yeah, and so they're just trying to do everything they can. I think this was one of the last. This has to be the last kind of.
I agree, man.
I mean, there can't be anything bigger. CoffeeZilla is
no, he's the biggest
guy.
one. He's the king of FUD. Yeah.
So I think we've got through everything pretty much now.
Yeah.
Okay? As long as nothing fundamentally changes with the protocol, which it won't, then yeah, we're gonna prove everyone wrong. It's just time.
Yeah.
I think that when you made that video, remember Brian, when you came out with the video, this is the new norm. This is it. This is what people need to be looking for. Full transparency. When you did that video, I think it pissed a lot of people off. They were just like, man, you got to be kidding me. This guy's going to call on all of us to do this. And it's a lot of people that are still trying to come after Seifu because of that reason, which is fine because there's nothing wrong. The protocol works, and that's the king right there. And the bottom line is that you came out doing that, and now everybody else is forced to do it, and that's their problem.
Well, you're right. I mean, if you look at any new project, you find it hard, I think, as an investor to compare against a project that you're already now part of and has done all these things that you really want, right? And then, you compare it against projects that aren't doing 10% of what we're doing. Then, it's so that they're really forced. Yeah, that's right. You force them in a corner to act a certain way and follow a certain way of doing things. So,
totally agree with that right there. So, do I have to wonder though? I saw your well, Brian, I saw it in Discord. You were saying when a Seifu blockchain goes live, you're going all in. I mean, that's a pretty heavy words, bro. I mean, what does that really mean though? Verbatim, literally? Is that what you mean literally? I mean, am I just reading it? I mean, I was like, what? He's
obviously.
Like what? What do you mean by that?
There was a question out there, which was because as an investment, I was talking about the markets and so forth, and I was asked a question, what do you invest in? And my answer was, well, as soon as the blockchain, right now, I said right now I'm in stable, like 95% stable coins, because it's just a fearful, market right now, and you don't know where it's going to go. And with
Luna?
Luna happening today and depegging
Luna
and stuff,
stablecoin?
it's just crazy stuff.
That's
right?
crazy. Did you guys hear about that?
I don't
I
know
saw
anything
it.
about Luna. What happened?
Luna
US
stablecoin. It depegged from $1 basically. It was like 95,
Yeah,
94
twice.
cents.
They
I
got
was
back
like-
up to it and fell off again. I think it's like
now-
75 right
It's
now.
down to 69. What I've got.
Oh, it's 69. Amazing.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's not doing too well.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so that's why I've been stable. Look, I didn't predict obviously Luna is going to be doing that, but
Yeah.
you know, it's show me the charts, I'll tell you the news kind of thing. It's like, well, you see it, the writing's on the wall. So I was out 6-7 weeks ago of the market technically, but when you asked John about, you know, when am I going all in? Basically, what I mean is, yeah, when we, you know, release the actual blockchain, you know, obviously after testing everything's proven and we've launched, then yeah, I'll be sinking. I believe in it, right? I believe that's the way. So yeah, I'm gonna be sinking literally all my funds into that. There's no point holding Bitcoin or holding Ethereum or holding any of these chains because they're technically competitors of us, right? Maybe Bitcoin's not, but yeah, no, you gotta go all in. Like I risk it all for everything and anything I do. That. So I'll either go all in or just not at all. It's not halfway, and that's why you've seen me act the way I do and be transparent in the way that I am, and that's also what it is. 100% or nothing.
Go big or go home, right, Brian?
Go big or go home, exactly. But I'm not advising anyone else to just go all in on one asset. Obviously, diversify as an investor, but for me, yeah,
not financial advice.
No, that's right. We're not financial advisors here, people.
Yeah, I'm not advising to go all in. Definitely not on Luna at the moment. Anyway, definitely not on Luna at the moment.
Right. So just because Brian goes all in doesn't mean you should go all in either, guys. That's what it means.
Yeah, that's exactly what it means.
Don't follow everyone when you do stuff, all right, guys?
Yeah, but I mean, it is very exciting to hear. I mean, someone coming from technology background, I've said this already in the past that when Brian announced blockchain, that's when it got really exciting for me, right? Because you know, blockchain is where all tokens eventually want to go to really break away from the current one they're on. So in this case, we're on Binance. And if anyone did any research, you saw that if you created a validator node for something like Binance, you were making somewhere around 50,000 a day to help validate Binance transactions. So that's incredibly amazing because now you can foresee what the potential is for Seifu if you do get in on the ground. So very, very exciting stuff. That's what I'm really excited about is the roadmap and the future that Brian has kind of laid out for us here.
Seriously, I totally agree with that too, for sure. I was thinking initially, I'm like, how is he going to sustain this high APY? And then when I saw the blockchain, I'm like, you know what? It's all making sense now.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was the vision, but 2024, kind of 2025, but I've obviously pushed that forward a hell of a lot. Right. But, you know, other blockchains, they release with a lot of, you know, capital funding to begin with, and they build a community through already releasing the chain, where I'm kind of going about it the opposite way with less capital, but already building the large community there to then be supportive of the new leap that we're going to into the blockchain. So, and I think that's the better way to do things anyway. Is having the community there already.
Quick question. How many devs are actually in the team right now? I'm just wondering. In the blockchain dev team? Is it like, can you quantify that?
Yeah,
or
there's a lot of people behind the scenes that I have to chat with. So, but I don't chat with the actual. So you've got the main kind of group of people that I speak to, which is kind of the core, and then you've got other people that are underneath them, and then other people underneath them. So as far as how many people, that there's a lot. You know, there's more than 30 in just that. But yeah, the people I speak to is mainly just 3. But they weren't on the AMA when I did that last. So that'll be another, hopefully, a future AMA that I can bring to you guys, which I know the last one was mainly centered around marketing, but if I can bring one around, hey, here's what we're doing towards blockchain, I think that'll be something that everyone wants. But we're working through a lot of, you know, things right now, even towards costs and stuff. There's a lot of work that needs to be planned. So I don't really want to be doing an AMA unless we have those answers already, if you get what I mean. Yeah. So I think that's going to be 2 or 3 weeks away, I think, before we can get something like that happening. Otherwise, there's no use. Otherwise, it'll just be questions and we don't have the answers. So
I don't know. Or I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you guys on that one.
I really think many people do not really know how hard it is to build a blockchain. Look at the other blockchains around. How many years have passed, and they still have problems and so on, and they are still developing it. I think people think that you will bring blockchain like in a month or something like that. I guess that's not really possible to do.
No, it's impossible. There's a lot of stuff to go behind it. That's right. So
I thought that July 2023 was ambitious, but you said it might even happen by the end of this year. But whenever it happens, we're all excited.
Yeah,
I know.
I didn't say that, but that was one of the guys who kind of hinted at that. Look, I can't commit to that. Like it's yeah. I think it's going to be next year, to be honest with you. But look, if we can, I don't really want to rush it. Like I don't want to be releasing something that's
subpar,
90% done. We'd rather be waiting. Hypothetically, even if it's longer than July, which I don't think it will be, that's the date that we've set. And as you know, I don't want to be committing to something that we can't achieve. So I definitely am 99.9% confident that we will release by July. So it'll be the blockchain, the DEX, right? But as far as like the bridging, that's the one part that we need to work out because there's a lot of security issues behind that. And even without the bridge, just the blockchain itself and the DEX, like there's over 36 smart contracts that we need to deploy, as well as have them all audited individually. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's not easy.
Oh, I bet, man. I mean, I think I saw Stronger. They took a while before they got their chain out. The little Strong Node stuff.
Yeah, they're supposed to Strong is supposed to release their blockchain either Q3 or Q4. And they announced it. They announced it last year. So I mean, and David Moss, the CEO of Strong, he's an engineer. He was a part of building EOS, right? And so when he says blockchain in 1 year, I mean, it takes a long time, guys. You have to be realistic with expectations. But the fact that Brian has already announced blockchain, that's really exciting for me, for sure.
I couldn't agree more. It's going to keep me holding, that's for sure. So quick question for you guys here. I mean, what was your biggest driver to stay in Stayfu? I mean, you bought for one because Brian's very transparent, yada yada yada. You see all this FUD stuff here. I mean, what gives you that conviction? You're saying, you know what, dude, from my cold to dead hands, will you take my Stayfus? I mean, what gives you guys that sort of conviction?
I'll say for me, it's definitely the professional level of leadership with their projects. Kind of like RJ was mentioning before, just the constant transparency, the constant communication. That's something we don't normally see in DeFi, and we see project after project after project fall over because of that. And then in addition to that, it's just a good project. Even with some crazy price action going on, you guys go to the Stayfu website right now, you go to that calculator, you say you bought it 200 price levels, put it down to 40 for current price, and look at how many days it takes you to get your money back. The rebasing is just so powerful. It's just an extremely good tool for building wealth. In addition to great leadership, it's just kind of a total package sort of deal for me.
That is amazing.
Great feedback.
Well, if I can go next, the reason for me, I've told the story to maybe a couple of different people. And I told you guys before Brian came on, when I was looking for, I was just looking around on YouTube. We've all gone through a bunch of stuff. I'm looking for something to try to get into. And I found something. And then I see Brian, underneath as a suggestion. I'm like, what's this? And I click on it. I start listening to Brian, and I just fell in love with how absolutely pissed off he was about, and I'm being serious. I fell in love with how absolutely pissed the hell off he was. And he was determined to make sure everybody knows that he is not scamming anybody. And his absolute determination to make this work just made me say, if this is the guy leading this up, then I am with him. And that's it. And I believe in the project because of his absolute conviction to making it work.
Yeah, I was pretty pissed off, but then it got to the end of the stream and I had a tear in my eye because everyone was kind of turning around and going, "Oh, this is actually legit." So yeah, that was definitely had a bit of rage in me there.
I think it's time you bring a dish for it,
man. It worked.
I definitely didn't have the any idea that I was going to show my ID on stream. I tell you that was definitely sporadic.
The rage docs factor.
I saw that. I was like, what? Like, what is this right here, guys?
It just showed to me that you were absolutely not going to back down and that you were determined to make it happen. And that to me was like, okay, well, I mean, that's you're not going to find that every day. I mean, you're not going to find it really ever again. I don't think so.
I
This
appreciate
was
that.
the main reason for me to join too. I've heard about this after the pre-sale. I wasn't lucky enough to join the pre-sale, but when I saw the EMAs from Brian, all his transparency, that made me invest. And I am a small-time investor, but I truly want to see this project succeed. And Brian's transparency, I've never seen it. I've been in many projects, IDOs since 2017, but never seen a CEO doing what you are doing, Brian. And the fact that you are a millionaire, come on, guys, why do people think you will try to run away with the money? Don't you have enough money for yourself already?
Exactly.
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. Why this guy should run away with so many money if he already has a nice lifestyle already? So I don't know why people are thinking like this.
No, 4 or 5 million isn't really doing anything for me, to be honest with you. So no, I've got no reason to rug anything or do anything like that. I mean, I would have actually launched this project with my own funds. Well, I kind of did, right? But as far as the pre-sale, which is what was on Pink Sale, that was done for a reason, is to obviously get investors and get the community, because if you don't have the community to be able to launch something like that, well, no, so you kind of need the money coming in there for people invested in the protocol. Otherwise, no, it's the money's there just for the protocol operates. Doesn't do anything for me, at all. So when blockchain comes, that's, just know that's going to cost a bit. So that'll be a lot of funds coming in from my personal bank into, being invested 100%, like you mentioned there, John, into that. So
right here, guys.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's not cheap. It's not a cheap undertaking at all. I'm definitely not here to take your money. That's for sure. that's not what I'm here to do at all.
You were already gone. I am very sure of that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Probably yeah.
Why should
I'm
you
sure
your time to stay with us here now? If you
I think most people were, or YouTubers out there that have kind of turned around now and became, not to name names, but they were out there going, oh, he's going to rug like in the first 48 hours, 72 hours, which most projects do. But we're out here 8 weeks, 10 weeks now, nearly. So yeah,
I've seen that.
No worries.
You converted non-converts, man. I was like, what? This guy was the biggest fighter. Why is he buying all this? I'm like, get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Go away. You're not welcome.
Good day, crypto. He was one that was he's a convert. He was making videos that were just like, he was coming after Brian, but then all of a sudden he saw the light finally, and then boom, now he's one of the guys that's a big support. He's gonna be out there with us in England too.
Oh, really?
He will. Cool. He will. I did invite him along. I thought, he's definitely earned his stripes, I think, into becoming, getting over there. So, and I think it means a lot for him as well. But I definitely want to, meet those, people that are, in there, and you can tell they've got the, right intentions, I suppose, and have come a long way. So, yeah, I'll do what I can. Sorry.
By any chance, do you guys follow stock market or equities, or are you guys just pure crypto folks here? Just wondering. Because I was always an equities guy, and for me, crypto has been, I was always saying it's garbage. It's like, it's a scam, you know what I mean? So for me, this is kind of like a new world. Well, not new, maybe 2 years now, but for the longest time, I was like, you know what? It's like a scam. And you come in here, I literally hit my first scam, like the second project. I was like, what the? I was right, dude. Like, why am I here?
Yeah.
And you play and then once you get into the bigger ones, like I guess like the Bitcoins or whatever, it's like, oh, this is kind of boring. Not doing anything here. Why am I seeing stocks or options here, right? And then I go to KuCoin, like, oh, this is exciting. This is like penny stocks, bro. This is exciting, and there's no rules here. You can do what you want. And for me, that's kind of the biggest allure of these like KuCoins. Like, wow.
I honestly feel like you just kind of covered the evolution of a lot of people coming into crypto. You start out in the stock market, you get used to financing stocks. You find out like, oh, what's all this other stuff like Dogecoin? Okay, you find KuCoin, like there's all this other stuff. What's this? And then inevitably you end up in DeFi and find out that there's a whole other world out there of different projects, all this decentralized finance, real world applications already existing within crypto. It's kind of insane.
It is insane. I mean, I'm seeing these things and I'm like, what? Like, really, guys? Like, you guys are really doing this? Like, I'm just like, what the? It's still mind-boggling to me because I come from a place where, okay, you make 8% a year, 10%. Oh, dude, bro, you the man, you know? Over here, you make 5x in like a month. Like, what the? Like, what is this? It's like, it's ridiculous. I mean, for me, I'm just like,
yeah, you almost start to become numb to all the high percentages. It almost becomes normal.
Exactly.
So when you're talking to other non-crypto DeFi people, you look like an absolute lunatic when you're talking about many hundred percentages APY. They're like, what are you talking about? But when you're surrounded by, you know, that environment and this group of people, it almost becomes natural. Oh, it's 3,000% APY, very cool. But this project can get me 4,000 APY. Yeah. And you just say it so nonchalant that it's not a big deal. But when you come back to your friends or your family, you're like, I just invested in a crazy project. It's like 32,000 APY. You look crazy in front of them.
You know it, man. You know it. But what's interesting for me is that what I'm seeing now is like the Bitcoins, you're seeing institutional money coming into the DeFi crypto space now. And I don't know you guys, I come from the stock world, and you're gonna start seeing another level of effery. Right now, when you see crypto, for me, I'm just seeing all like the kind of little kids playing games right here. When the big boys come, you're gonna get slapped, and you won't even see it coming. That's how good it's gonna be. So I see it coming. You're seeing all these guys coming in now. I'm like, oh man, I better get it while it's still good, you know, before all the big boys come around and mess up for me. So
I gotta tell you, that's the reason why I was so excited about this video coming out today. And it's absolute ridiculousness because it was so terrible and it did absolutely nothing to shine any kind of light on anything that was bad. It didn't do anything. It was the same thing. So what that means, if he can't find anything, which is the truth, we're going to be able to go from here and just go up. I think it's going to be fantastic from here on out.
Well, I'm actually referring to more about institutional money.
No, I know. So what I'm talking about is with what happened today. Now that that's over with, the Seifu protocol is going to be more attractive because the actuality of this being a protocol that works. You might have those Ethereums and Bitcoins and everybody else coming in to try to join the party. I'm agreeing with you.
Right. So what do you guys think is going to happen anyways? I mean, I could see probably maybe by next year, you're going to see more regulation come out saying, hey, this is what a crypto should be. And these are the things you have to abide by minimum standards. And I don't know, man. I just see it changing a lot very soon. I mean, when you see the president kind of giving orders out, what do you guys think?
Unless you're on Satoshi Island where there is no rules.
Dubai, right? That's what Dubai, UAE, right?
So that's how you can avoid all that. But yeah, if you're like the US and especially in Australia, places like that, and Germany and places in Europe, you're going to have a lot more stringent policies come into place for sure. So how that works around DeFi, I've got no idea. But
do you get the whitelist?
It's only going to get worse, those policies, of course. But with that, brings on the larger kind of money and the players like insurance funds and stuff like that want to, get into the DeFi space. But so you kind of need the regulation. So yeah.
So are you a citizen now on Satoshi Island?
I'm a citizen to be, so which means that technically I am, but I just need to print the NFT, which hasn't come out yet. They've they give you 7 days to do it, so they're obviously taking some time to develop the island and get all the NFTs ready. So I'm just waiting for that announcement, and then just all I need to do is mint the NFT. I have that. And then with regards to the land, you get a chance to mint 10 blocks of land as NFTs. So that's, again, after you're a citizen, you're allowed to do that. And I think the price per land is like I think it's 2.8 ETH or something each. So, yeah, that's what I plan on doing. is doing that.
Yeah.
That's the way, man. That's the way. You have some safe.
There's actually going to be a schedule too, so that there's an avoidance of the gas wars that can happen when so many people come in at once.
Yeah, you got to book in your time. That's right. You got to book in a time slot where you've got that time to print it or mint them. And if you don't, well, it goes to someone else, right? But yeah, that's just we're waiting for the announcement for them to do that. So
do you get an actual ID too, saying I am like number like citizen whatever of Satoshi Island or something? A little picture of your face right there.
It'd probably be numbered, yeah. There's only 22,000 of them. Is it 21 or 22? It might be 21, but it's either 21 or 22,000. That's it.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, I will be your towel boy, Brian, if you help me.
I'm not sure how that works. Like to bring visitors on the island if they need to be a citizen.
Exactly. I'll be your +1, bro. It's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think that. I think it'll be just like any other island. You probably can visit. You just won't be. There's only going to be 22,000 citizens. That's it.
Yeah, I think you should.
Maybe you have to buy a visitor NFT.
Oh, a visitor NFT.
I think it'll be.
Overnight parking.
On their business model, I'm sure they'll be introducing that. If I was running a business, I'd be doing that as well. What other revenue can we get? Yeah, visitor NFTs. You know.
Yeah. Why not?
For sure. And it's always supply and demand. The moment Satoshi Island starts to pop off and everyone's like, did you guys hear about Satoshi Island?
Right.
It's only going to drive demand to go up, right? Actually, I was going to say for Hey John, you should be able to apply for a citizenship. They'll give you a whitelist. I messaged them and said, hey, I don't have 21,000 on Twitter, but I have 22,000 on YouTube. And they'll allocate a whitelist spot to you. So just reach out if you're interested.
Nice. Yeah, man.
Yeah, they gave me one. I mean, I did the video when Brian announced it, and I posted it in their Discord, and they immediately gave me one as well because of that video.
Oh,
I mean, it's gotten thousands of views too, so they're happy about it. And I'm also gonna do another one because a lot of people don't know how many NFTs are actually available.
So I have a burning question for Brian. So when you get your license from your island, Satoshi Island, are you gonna hire the Island Boys to sing you a song or something? I mean, for me, that's like it'll make my day, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it'll make my day. The Island Boys, right?
I don't know what the big thing is with these Island Boys. Like,
dude, these guys. I mean, they're amazing. I mean, these
you
kids.
reckon they're amazing?
They're amazing. Yeah, come on, we gotta take this offline. you and me are gonna talk offline.
I agree with you on that. I tell you that. That's not my kind of music.
Oh no. I don't know, man. I just see those guys. I'm like, God, they're living the dream, bro. You know, like.
Yeah, that's it. So.
Yeah.
No direct yes to that question. So maybe.
Dang it! All right. That's cool too. So so with the market the way it is, are you guys still in crypto? Or are you guys all in stable coins now? I mean, for me personally speaking, I'm leaving all my chips where they are, and they sinks down. Just because I don't like paying taxes, and you only pay taxes when you execute orders, right? So I mean, that's just kind of how I see it. But how do you guys see that though? Just so the viewer can see different perspectives.
Well, in my opinion, this is very similar to traditional investing with the stock market. While prices are way down, is the time to double down on your conviction plays and accumulate some blue chips at the very cheap prices, unless you truly believe that the market is going to tank and continue to tank. Not financial advice, by the way. It's a great time to accumulate low. And we've seen it historically. Bitcoin cuts itself in half and then it doubles and keeps going. It's just a cycle, just like any other financial market. These cycles happen. There's always going to be bear markets. There's always going to be bull runs afterwards. So take that as you will. That's my opinion anyways.
Yeah, I'm holding strong with Seifu and then also Ethereum and Bitcoin because they are low. Just dollar cost average into those.
Yeah, I might have a different strategy to all you guys, but buy when there's blood in the streets is really the motto here, which there is currently. So yeah, dollar cost averaging, obviously great idea, but for me personally, I'm just I'm definitely sticking away a little bit. I just,
Yeah.
I see some more turmoil is just what I see, but that doesn't, it's not going to affect Seifu as much. I don't believe. Like we're
Right.
I'm not here to tell you what I think price will do, but I just see us severely undervalued at the moment. We're way under the market cap of where we should be. So
yeah, I agree with you. And RJ, you did that great video too of how millionaires are made with what's her name? That girl,
Crypto Casey.
Crypto Casey. Yeah, the millionaires. A lot of people make most of their money in the bear market. I mean, you got to buy when it's low.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen when you're buying it when it's high. You're going to lose a lot of money when it goes down.
Yeah, people forget that. I mean, the saying is quite simple: buy low, sell high. But people always do the opposite. They'll buy high and sell low all the time because it's human emotion to do something like that. You want to buy. People, the vast majority of your greener investors normally buy high because they see all the enthusiasm coming in, and they get that FOMO, and they want to invest when it's already at all-time highs.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, when there's a lot of blood in the market, that's when they get a little fearful. That's when they get scared, and that's when they end up selling. And you're doing the complete opposite of what you're supposed to be doing, which is buying low, selling high. When there's a lot of blood, when there's a lot of fear in the market, as I said, that's not financial advice. That's the time to really load in, like Krug said, on your conviction plays, things that you really believe in. And then when the inevitable bear market ends, that's when you're going to ride those nice gains upwards. That's where you get the biggest profit margin available. And that's where millionaires are built, right? Mm-hmm. So I for sure believe in that.
Yeah, I always believe in buying red, sell green, not buy green and sell red.
It seems so easy, John. It really does, but
it really is, though. It really is. But the thing is that if you have too much money in something, then it becomes a little more emotional. You're a little more tied to it. Like, oh, dude, bro, I have to make this work. No, you don't. Cut your losses, reset yourself, go take a shower. I don't know, go eat some chips, whatever, dude. Reset yourself, come back the next day or next week, and then have a, more Zen mindset before you go to the next opportunity. Because the thing is, what everyone forgets is there's always the next trade. This is not your only trade, There's always gonna be another one, always another crypto, always another stock, whatever you want to call it. It's always coming. The only thing is, can you wait for it? And we're impatient people, so that's why in crypto, hey, why isn't it done yet? It's only been 2 months for Seifu, but why isn't it? Why aren't you done yet, Brian? What's going on, bro? And you're slacking.
2 months, one Lambo, Brian.
It's 2 months or 10 weeks. Like, bro, you're messing up here. You're messing up.
I think people try to chase the price. That's what it is, instead of just letting the price come to them, or chase the pump. So that's what you said. Yeah. But as far as where's the Lambo, I mean, I'm going to try to launch. We have to see what happens this month, but I'm going to try to do a really big promotion next month. So
we'll start with the Tesla and build up from there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I like that.
Look, I'm not promising anything. I'm just saying, let's see how this month goes, because we've still got 20 days. So, yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I kind of see that, though. I think before, when you were talking to Brian, I think you're giving dating advice. Like, let the trade come to you. You're saying let the girls come to you. That's how I'm hearing here. Like, you're the guy with the bottle service, the table, and they kind of come to you. That's what I'm hearing here.
What advice will you give to new users that will come to this space or to Seifu? Because with this big FUD, I'm sure many will come just to research.
True.
Yeah, I don't know what advice. I mean, I need to give there. I think I've given all the advice I already have. My advice would be, hey, go watch all my AMAs that I've done, or all the videos I've done, which is over 30 odd videos, and then come to me after you've watched all them with any questions you've got. I'm more than happy to answer it. That's the advice.
Yeah, I that grinds my gears. It truly does when you tell your viewers all the time, hey, I'm here to raise awareness, let you know about projects such as Seifu. Please do your own research, do your own due diligence. And we live in a society nowadays that unfortunately just doesn't want to do that. They don't want to put in the work. They don't want to put in the time to research, even though it's already out there. People still ask me troll questions all the time, like, how is Seifu sustainable? And now I just have a copy and paste answer for my comment section. Did you watch the AMAs? Did you do any research? Because it's answered several times. So, I mean, in terms of like non-financial advice, I always just tell people, do your own research, do your own due diligence. The information is out there. It's on all of our channels. It's on Brian's channel. Everything you need to know, the white papers out there, it's all out there. Before you take the time to write a comment like, hey, how is this sustainable? How is this going to survive? Do some research, right? If you are truly interested, if there's someone in the comment section right now that's really interested in this project, do some research, tune into all of our channels, do what we did, put in the time, and then finally, eventually, that'll help you make the decision, the inevitable decision that we all came to pull the trigger on, which is to invest in Seifu. Non-financial advice, of course.
So I've got a question for each and every one of you guys. Where do you think the fire pit will be at the end of the year in terms of percentage-wise?
We're
already at nearly 18. We'll be at probably 18% by the end of the month, I think, which I forecasted to be at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So there's a question to you guys. Where do you all see it, John? Start off with you.
Okay. Well, I see if Seifu goes lower, then I could see like $1 or something. I'm not trying to create FUD, guys, but the lower it goes, the more you're going to trade Seifus. I can see it hitting 50% if it goes to $1 Seifu. And then, but of course, by then it'll kind of increase in price and blah 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 scarcity. But that's kind of what I see. If that happens, though, assuming the market cap decreases, everyone freaks out, then you could trade a lot, and so it'll burn more. That's kind of how I see it, though. But I'll say 50%. I'm gonna go crazy.
There you go, Craig. What about you?
All right. There's a lot of factors at play, but I'm going to give you a 40% myself.
40. I think Daniel's going to say something even a bit larger than that, but we'll see what he
My
says.
numbers astronomical. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. It's going to be gigantic. Everyone forgets about December and January and February. When December, January, and February come, there's going to be so much Seifu in that fire pit that the 2.28% every day that compounds in the astronomical number of Seifu that will be in there is going to just make it explode. I think it's going to be over 90%.
Over 90%.
Yeah,
Wow.
because of January and February. Yeah, in January and February, we'll see 10 million, 5 to 10 million a day being added just because of the rebase.
Depends where.
Hey, I hope and I pray that happens.
I know if that happens, bro. We're gonna be filthy rich.
Yeah, you would all be pretty filthy rich.
Well, I mean, I'm telling you, it's just how special the fire pit is. But it just remember, the higher it gets in there, the bigger the rebase is. Just the rebase. Forget all those safety that's going to be going in there because of the sales, the 2.5%. All that's going to happen as well. The 2.28% by itself, because of the astronomical number to be in there in January and February, is going to make it grow exponentially.
Okay.
I guess if we see 20% this month, then 50 to 60%, I think so too.
Okay. Got 250s, 140, and 190 plus. And RJ, you're the one left, buddy.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I want to say around the 50 to 60%, but Daniel does make a good point that you guys see it. You see the calculator that the power of compounding just absolutely goes ballistic at the tail end of this project. So I really don't know. I want to say conservatively 50, but let's go with something like 65%. If we hit 18% this month after month 2, I mean, we're projected to have that fire pit continue to grow at an astronomical rate where hopefully it would be something insane like a 60, north of 60%. That'd be insane to see.
That would be insane. I feel like I have to go defend myself now with the lower number. You guys are all up here. You see, I'm like 40.
The price is right.
So I'll tell you, part of my reasoning is a lot of the fire pit ends up coming from people constantly trading Seifu. With the constant barrage of FUD between Certic, between this whole copy deal, we've had an absolute ton of volume, a ton of trading. And I think at this point, we've fairly well shaken out a lot of the paper-handed folks, a lot of the folks that wanted to just come in and trade Seifu and don't want to hold it. But now we have a lot of folks that are actually in the project and probably here to stay, because if you're still here right now, I have to imagine that you truly believe in the project. So I think we'll see a lot less trading volume, at least from current holders. Obviously, we'll have new folks coming in and folks still trying to trade the lows and the highs of it. But it's going to mean a little less action for the fire pit as well, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, of course. It's all got to do with volume. That's right. But I mean, if we can try to at least get that, you know, upwards of 5 million plus a day in volume, then, you know, we'd be still looking at, I think, you know, probably in that 30, 40, possibly 50% range. But, you know, if we're doing 10 or 20 million a day, no, it's going to get there a hell of a lot bloody faster and quicker.
Yeah,
that's a good point. What's your guess, Brian? Let's.
I don't know. It's hard for me to kind of. All right, I'll say it's a guess. You know, it's not a projection. Okay, it's just a guess. I'm guessing probably around that. 50 to 60% mark. That would be like an educated guess. But we could see a lot more than that. Or if volume does tail off, look, it could be on the low end of that. But I think you're all around about right at that 50 or 60. But, you know, if we hit that 90, like Daniel said, I'd be pretty ecstatic with that. That would be insane.
We'd have our own Satoshi Islands for sure.
Dude,
absolutely.
I think we're going to see people come with face tattoos, I think, with Seifu.
When I say 90%, I'm assuming you guys are talking about the same thing. What I'm talking about is the first year's supply, not the total supply. The first year's supply. It's going to be 90% of the 1.2 billion that the protocol produces in year one. That's what I'm talking about.
Well,
right?
even the current supply is still the total supply anyway, because the fire pit's only going to grow. It's not going to go down. Yeah, it's no different really.
So
Yeah.
I do
the same thing.
I do have a question. I'm gonna try and see if we can get anything from Brian here. So right now, in the projected roadmap, we have obviously Seifu Racing, we have Seifu Air next year, we have blockchain, we have in the forecast somewhere 2024 F1 racing to get into F1, which would be insane, and some rumored, of course, non-guaranteed debit card for Seifu, which would make sense, right? Because if you're trying to get into the real world applications and you want to be able to spend Seifu on Seifu Air, it would make sense to have a Seifu debit card. What other thing do you have in your roadmap that you haven't really told us yet, Brian? A teaser.
Okay. I'm not going to be able to answer that one. I really can't. Because you've obviously seen, like, I mean, we got to go with the crypto market, and I have new ideas come to me each and every day, right? And some are, really far out there. But I mean, when we first released Seifu, our roadmap wasn't what it is, right? It was something totally different.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So yeah, I don't really have a direct answer there for you. Like,
cool.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get anything out of me. You're not going to get anything out of me.
I respect it. I do like the teaser.
However, when we're over in the UK in a few days' time, possibly we might be able to have some better discussions that are not, here publicly.
Are you going to make a sign
and try your intro going there?
I don't know. Maybe get me drunk over there, and I'll be able to tell you.
All right.
There's your chance.
Daniel, that is your mission.
That's it. Tequila. That's my nemesis.
Oh, tequila. Okay. Some margaritas, huh?
Yeah.
No, I'll have all that stuff from my travel bag. I bring it everywhere I go.
Tequila?
I always have all that stuff. Yeah. Tequila, rum, and vodka in my travel bag. Yeah.
Don't think I'm a big drinker, by the way. I didn't want to come across that way. I'm just
I don't judge, bro. I don't judge. I encourage.
It's all in fun. That's all it is,
What are you drinking there, Daniel?
It's vodka.
It's clear. I'll give you that as a hint.
It's vodka. It's
water.
I was gonna say the one thing I did like, Brian, from the last AMA with the team was you did tease a little bit about the blockchain, about how it's going to be potentially, of course, not confirmed, how it's going to be one of the first auto rebasing blockchains, which would be super cool because there's none that does that yet. And like you said, it's a no-brainer why projects wouldn't be built on the Seifu blockchain if that feature is on there. So that'd be pretty cool. That's definitely
I can definitely confirm that it definitely will be the first auto rebasing blockchain. That's the premise of this all. So yeah, we're not going to release any other blockchain or anything that doesn't do that. That's the main core focus, being that it's not there in the market. So it's a whole brand new category that we're creating here. And yeah, if you compare it to a competitor, well, why not be, given interest and, getting some money for just literally being on the chain rather than something else that's you're not getting anything for it. So obviously the main, element to all this from a technical aspect is to achieve a decent, TPS as well, transactions per second, comparative to other chains. So we want to be in line with the same kind of transaction speed as what like Binance chain does there as well. So as long as we're on that, then yeah, it's a no-brainer. We'll, go to the chain that's going to give you more money.
I do have a question that I don't know if you can answer it right here, but have you heard of, Phantom's on it too? So something like Constellation that runs on a DAG, which is really, really interesting, the way it's structured over a blockchain. Has you and your team looked into building something like a DAG instead of a blockchain?
That's not really something I've been discussing with them at all. But yeah, I can definitely throw it out to them and discuss more. I'd need to know more about that myself, to be honest with you. I'm not too, up to speed with the differences and what the pros and cons are of each.
A directed acyclical graph is this is just too nerdy, and I don't want to bore everyone here, but it is definitely the technology is really crazy in terms of a DAG versus a blockchain, and it'd be really interesting because, like you said, you wanted to look for TPS, which is transactions per second, and a DAG gets faster the more that environment actually gets used. It's actually quite freaking crazy to think about, but that's cool. No, just wanted to ask it.
No, I appreciate it. Look, I'll raise a subject and on my next discussions and see what the feedback is, I suppose, and do some more research on that. But yeah, right now I would know nothing about the pros and cons of each. But
cool.
Yeah.
Question from Brian: how do you actually use the Safri Insurance Fund? Because we have 2 million already. You have not used it yet. You are not using it when is blood on the streets, or how exactly? For the people to know, because I have noticed in the Telegram, everyone says use.
Yeah, but most of those people that are saying use don't understand why it should be used.
Correct.
Or in what circumstances it should be used.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to be using it when the whole market's just down the way it is. Like there's no point on that. It's just going to be used as more exit liquidity for people to even sell more. So we got to use it at the right times. So, I mean, there's an algorithm to it, and it's more so, you got to kind of trust me in the element of that I'm going to be using it in the right way. And I think I have done, and there's been a bit of a learning curve since we first started when I'd done that $1 million buy. Looking back to that might not have been the best way, and now we've been doing it in different increments. So, people look at the chart mostly, and they base their decisions on the chart on when to buy in. So, if we can use those funds in a way to produce chart action to show, okay, we're now in a bullish, posture and trying to create a trend and protect certain support levels, then that's the way it needs to be used. But it's no real direct answer for you there, unfortunately. It's just, we've got to now ride out this market of what's currently happening. But the CIF has been used quite a bit. If it wasn't, you can add up all the transactions yourself, but I'm sure that if we didn't use the CIF already, it would have been up to like $6-7 million worth of funds, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So don't just think, the 2 million is not being used. It's, would have been a hell of a lot more, if we hadn't. So there needs to be a point as well. We need to achieve like a bottom, like as a safeguard. Like we can't just keep on using it until it drains to zero. So we want to try to keep it where I think a fair level of that 1.5 million at least at a base point. But yeah, now we've grown it over the last few days to 2 million. So yes, it may now be in a position where we can utilize it a lot more. I just don't feel as though it's the right way to do it right now. So the algorithm that it's used on is basically on a pause, if you will, where it's not being used the last 2 days until this whole market kind of gets back into normal reality, and then we'll re-enable the SIF to, do what it needs to do. But right now it's just building the bank. So yeah, don't look at it as a negative. It's a positive that we've got plenty of money in the SIF there. So,
Quick question, Brian. In the future for the next year when the blockchain comes out and when you convert your SafeFus to SafeFu blockchain to become a validator node, is it going to be like the SafeFu tokens become burnt or something? Or is it going to be like a one-on-one transaction, like you were one SafeFu to one SafeFu X or whatever you call it?
So what you got to understand there as well is for us to release the blockchain or have everything convert over there, like we need the liquidity to be able to do that. And being that our liquidity is currently locked, that we don't have access to it for 13 years, how are we going to get that liquidity out? So to answer your question is when people or investors turn their SafeFu into, a node per se, then, that's technically a sunk cost there, right? Where you're converting it. So technically we're the ones that would be owning that SafeFu. So you're basically kind of sacrificing it, if you will.
Exactly.
And then once all that's done and worked out and everyone's kind of shifted over, then yes, we'd have to take those SafeFu and literally take it out of the market liquidity and then use that liquidity to add into the blockchain, right? So that's the way we can kind of get at it by having the tokens to be able to get at it in the first place.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very clever. What a workaround. I was like, okay.
That's a workaround. Yeah. If it wasn't locked for 13 years, well, it'd be different. Then we could just access it. But no,
that makes
there's
sense.
a protection standard there. But yeah, all those dynamics are still to be worked out exactly. But that's right. That's the way. That's the
I'm just more
how
curious.
we're going to go about it.
I'm definitely going for one of those nodes. I think we all are, right? Like everyone's interested in getting those, right?
Definitely. So as far as costs, like I hinted at that 200 to 500,000, like it's somewhere in there. But I don't know the exact figure, but yeah, the only way you're going to be able to get a node is to be part of the first or be part of the protocol in the first 3 months to begin with.
Right.
So you need to be in there, March, April, and May. So if you're not, you're not going to be whitelisted basically. So you won't be able to get a node. Doesn't matter if you want to chuck $2 million at it, you're not going to be able to get one. Like to be whitelisted, you need to be part of that first 3 months. That's why I said, hey, May is your last chance if you want to get in. And obviously the more you invested right now, well, the more that's going to rebase. And then hopefully by the end of the day, when you can turn that into a node, you have enough money to do that, right? So yeah, my answer to getting a node would be you definitely want to be part of the protocol by the end of May. Otherwise, you literally got no hope because there's so many people that will want one, and there'll only be certain amounts that we can offer. So yeah, it's pretty low odds that you'll be able to get one. I'll tell you that. There's not going to be any, flow over to if we released 100 nodes, and then you're not going to have only 99 people. I don't think it's not going to be a flow over. I think they're all going to be snapped up pretty quick. That's what I think. Yeah.
Right. Well, I was looking at the BSC chain for their validators. I only see 16, like the main ones.
They got 20. I think they got 21, don't they?
But it's very few though. It's very exclusive. So my question is for SafeFu, when you do your SafeFu blockchain, is it going to be that similar of terms of exclusiveness, or is it going to be more democratic? Where
yeah, so with those costs, like I hinted at, it is going to be more of a limited amount, But I can't commit to a figure right now because I'm still in talks with the dev team because we're trying to work out what the best path of action is. Whether it's we're going to release somewhere similar to like the Binance chain where it's like 25 or something nodes, or whether or not we can go more. I would rather offer more. So. Yeah, I really don't have an answer for you there, unfortunately, right now. So
I just I'll
tell you, at minimum will be like 25. That's the minimum I can tell you.
Okay, so it's very exclusive.
Maximum,
gotcha.
I don't know. Let's try to see if we can offer more. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, the first thing I wanted to say was for all you people that are watching that got out or are thinking about getting in, you better think about it hard because there's not going to be that many of these things, and you got to be in before May is over.
Yeah, so if we, like I said, the first 3 months, if you're not part of it, you're not going to be whitelisted. But for those that do want to be whitelisted and get, put an application for it, I'm guessing or assuming it's going to be more than 25, even if we released only 25 nodes. So, in that case, then we'd have to do some kind of random draw.
Oh my God.
So there's a lot of elements to it, but yeah, if you get it in June, you're not going to be able to get no node. No, I don't think so.
Brian, I also wanted to ask you, for the nodes, are we going to have to host them if we own them, or are you going to provide the hosting for them?
So that's something, again, we're working through right now there as well, because there's limitations to a chain of how fast it can work if we're trying to achieve a certain TPS. So if we allowed, let's say, you guys to run your own hardware and your own machine capacity, that kind of limits us. Whereas if we did host it, but you're still owning the node, you're still getting all the rewards for it, but yet we're kind of hosting it kind of ourselves, even though you are,
Right.
that would give us better capacity to produce a lot more. So yeah, we haven't really exactly decided on which way we can go about that. I'd rather.
I don't mind if you host. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So again, we're working through that. So that's why I said when we announced, hey, we're in the initial build phase, it does mean initial, like we're working through this stuff. So yeah, I don't have an answer for you right now, unfortunately, on that.
No, that's fine. That's good enough for me because I was like, oh, okay. I want it to be super exclusive because if it is, it's gonna, probably only the top whales can, or squids or something. What are they called now? Giant squids.
Giant squids.
Giant squids.
That emoji is hilarious. It looks like a person waving their hands or something. It's not even a squid. I'm like, what? That's a squid? Like, what
I'm
is
only
this?
like 40 or 50 away from giant squid.
Oh yeah, nice man. You're a very big person then.
Brian,
Well, I mean, look, I tell everybody in my videos, you got to hold the whole thing about this protocol. It really isn't about price. Like somebody was arguing with me, not arguing. He was like, what are you talking about? Of course it's about price. I'm like, no, it really isn't. I mean, yes, we want price to remain stable. We want it to go up. Yes, all that stuff. But in the end, if you hold, you win. End of story.
Yeah, of course. Couldn't agree more.
All right.
question from Brian. Have you been approached from other projects for partnerships?
Yeah, more than I could count. Yes, a hell of a lot. Which I've got
Has Satoshi gotten in touch with you?
I don't think so. No, but look, there's a lot of projects and even a lot of new ones and recent ones, especially in DeFi. They're all trying to connect but I pretty much declined them all, to be honest with you, because I don't want to be in bed with anyone that hasn't already proved themselves or hasn't doxed. Like there's plenty of projects that are just unknown, and that's just if I'm setting an example, I want others to follow that. So there's no way I'm going to give a green tick to anyone that I haven't seen on camera or know their team or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, all these projects that are approaching me, like you said, Crypto Dad, no. Unfortunately, it's a big cross from me saying sorry, no, until you docs, or then I might look into you. But without mentioning any names of projects, that's the rule of thumb.
I understand. Thanks.
That's fair. It makes sense. I mean, yeah, you're doing. Why can't you do it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. What have you got to hide is basically it. If you're not going to do it, that's right. That some projects go, oh, we haven't done it now, but we will in 3 months. And I'm like, what the?
And come back in 3 months, right?
Yeah, come back to me in 3 months. Yeah, that's right.
And I'll still, brush you. Like, all right, I have better to do. I like that.
With that being said, obviously, yes, we need to grow. So, partnerships is something that's really important, but we can only do that with the right projects. I don't want to be announcing something and then, they scam and then it just makes us look bad. And no, so
I guess
everything's with time.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You're done.
No. I'll finish, Craig.
So I guess on the other side of that question, of course, people are coming to you looking to partner with you for this or that. On the flip side, especially somewhere like this may be a good way to get the word out. Is there anything in particular that you or the project is looking for, either as far as team members or projects that you think would be a good fit and help build on Seifu?
I think the vision is obviously the blockchain. So when that comes out, we need to build a huge ecosystem there, right? So right now it's a bit hard to kind of partner up with projects. I don't think now's the right time. I think when we release a blockchain, you're going to see a lot of more media attention. A lot of other projects do want to become, part of us, and that's when we're going to kind of grow and expand in partnerships per se. So there'll be a bigger focus then. But yeah, right now I don't think, we've obviously got BitKeep, and we're doing a SRT racing team with Yazoo and those kind of things. But that's more from a marketing element. If you're talking about from an ecosystem element, that's what I'm saying. That's when the blockchain is released. So that's why I'm not doing anything with that right now, because it's all going to change, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
Good question.
Is it possible? I don't know if this is even possible, but when you're talking about partnerships, how about already existing blockchains that want your idea for their blockchain, so they want to partner up so that the Seifu blockchain can be what they do too, meaning the rebase that you're going to offer on the blockchain.
Not sure how that would work though.
No, that's why I'm asking. I don't know if it's possible.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that would work. That would be a entirely new discussion. I've never even.
They would have to be safer. Yeah. Whoever comes to you, they have to change the safer.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. Yeah, that one.
Because they have their whole system built. You know what I mean? A whole blockchain that's already done. And if you know what I mean, that's why I was asking. I didn't know if it was possible.
No, I think if they're like new layer 2s that want to be, on our chain, that's different, But as far as already existing blockchains, I don't see how that can interact with us, apart from offering more of a bridge to other tokens and obviously different chains. Like we need to be able to do that as well. Like there's no good just owning Seifu token unless you can exchange that for fiat or get into a stable coin. So we need to offer those. So yeah, we still need to interlink with other chains when we do release. So don't think that we won't have those partnerships there. So your main chains like your Ethereum and your Binance chain, technically they will be partnerships, right? Because there needs to be workings there. Yeah. So, but they're not going to be building on top of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Quick question. Brian, so you know how Twitter was bought by Elon Musk, and all of a sudden you're seeing all these companies kind of give them basically blank checks, right? Like Binance offering $500 million or whatever. So since we're seeing Seifu garnering all this attention from all these big YouTubers and all that kind of stuff, have you been approached by anyone or any entity saying, hey man, here's a blank check, go nuts with it and make it successful or something?
But by whom exactly?
I don't know, anyone, whoever's are there any generous donators coming, hey dude, I see you doing this stuff here, I see you this and that, here's X amount of dollars and go work with it, or that kind of thing.
I haven't been approached for that, but at the same time, that's not my focus. I haven't been going out to try to raise venture capital or anything like that.
Exactly.
I want to build it slowly in the way that it should be built, rather than just raising this gigantic amount of capital like everyone else does. I'd rather just build the ecosystem from ground up, and that's what we're doing. So no, I haven't been offered any blank check like that. No, if someone's willing to give me free money, yeah, well, why not?
Well,
why not? Yeah.
I just thought the whole thing with Elon Musk and the whole Twitter thing, like, damn, people are just throwing money at this guy, more money makes more money. It's crazy. So I was like,
yeah.
John, if you don't mind, if anyone doesn't have any other questions, do you mind going to community chats? I know there was a couple community super chats that happened.
Yeah, I was actually going to do that. Let's see.
I do have one more question. Will this month be ready, the version 2 of the app, Brian?
Yeah, so that was meant to be released, honestly, by the 30th of of April, and now we're 10 days out. So the only reason for that is my main, not the one that you saw on the AMA, but another one of my devs that were working on that already have had a bit of personal or family issues, I suppose. So he was off for quite a bit of time. But let's hope, when I say let's hope, that the recent communication I had was that it would be actually released tomorrow. So we've already got the test subdomain up and it's been testing already, which I'm not going to announce here on the stream. But once that's live, it should hopefully be tomorrow. That's my hope anyway. So yes, in answer to your question, it will be this month. I mean, we got 20 days. So if it's not tomorrow, it's going to be like a 2 or 3 days max away. So I'll commit to this week. That's what I'm committing to. But you've already seen the screenshots and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So yeah, it's just let's hope it's tomorrow. You know, that's
All right.
Yep.
I'll go over some of the super chats right here. So Legendary Bastard didn't say anything. Mac Jetson didn't say anything. Just Talking said, thank you for this AMA. I have a small following, and this will really help them understand more of Seifu and other individuals' opinions on Seifu. Okay. Good Day Crypto, Sean Clark didn't say anything. Aaron says, will May's giveaway be a live draw or just pick me? I wrote the Tesla
I'll try to make it a live draw. I'll
really?
definitely try to make it a live draw. That's the way it was communicated anyway and announced that it'll be a live draw on June the 1st. So I've got to communicate with my marketing team and find out what the best way to do that is. But if I can do that on a live stream, that's my preference.
Wow.
Great.
So nobody
That'd be
goes,
awesome.
oh, you just rigged it and picked whoever you want. No, it's going to be a
That's
random.
going to get like 20,000 live views.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like one of those lotto things. You see a bunch of balls kind of spinning around.
I don't know how it's going to work. I'm sure they'll recommend what platform I should be using, unless you guys can know what platform I should use for something like that. But yeah, it's going to be some random number generator thing. So,
I don't know. This is my first live shot on YouTube, so I don't know.
RNM.
Same.
Let's see here. Good Day Crypto says Brian and Seifu is the best project of 2022, and we have so much to look forward to. Daniel, thanks for the shout out. Great stream, gentlemen. Okay, that's not a question. And then Permanent Funk says rebasing does not increase the fire pit. Right now, 17.625% of the 3.25 billion of Seifu will eventually be in the fire pit due to rebasing. Okay, I guess that's true.
No, it's not. There's going to be people that have Seifu that it can't all be in the fire pit.
No, he's saying 3.25 will eventually be in the fire pit due to rebasing. I guess
that's the total supply.
Is it?
Yeah, but that's the total supply, though. 3.25 billion is all of the Seifu at the end of 13.5 years. If it's all in the fire pit, that's 100%. That can't happen.
Oh, I was thinking 1 point something for the first year. Never mind. He means the whole thing. All right, never mind then.
Yeah.
That's a little too much, I guess. That's like 13 years, man. We're about next month. You know,
yeah, I know, bro. I'm worried about that.
He might be close to it. If Daniel's right that we reached 90% this year, then you know,
why not 100%?
Pretty close to 100%.
Each Seifu is going to be worth like $500,000.
Yeah, I don't know. That's all speculative, but yeah.
You know what? I will end it with this.
It's just huge, Daniel. Honestly, if we get to that this year, then yeah, you can expect some.
No. I'm not talking about this year. I'm talking about if it got to the point where almost all of it was in the fire pit. Like,
I think
by the end of 35 years.
I don't have exactly my figures on me, but I know this year it's over $1 billion. Like it's about 1.2 billion, I think, right?
Yeah.
This year.
Like what?
Well, 1.25, I think, right? So that's
right.
insane, yeah. And you took 90% gone from that, then yeah, the price is going to be massive. So I don't know. Let's just see what happens.
Suwad says Brian legend. Well, I don't want to say that. I want to curse on YouTube, but yeah, you're a legend apparently, Brian. I mean, you're gonna see statues erected in your name. It's gonna be crazy, man.
Everyone thinks it's a pseudonym. It's not a pseudonym. Like it's not honestly a fake name. It's legit. Like when I'm over there in the UK, I can show you guys my passport. Like it's literally legend. So yeah.
I heard in UK you can actually become a lord or something. You could buy a title to be a lord. Like
yeah, I've heard that as well. So,
you just got to pay for it. They give it to you, and the night.
Yeah, exactly. You Knight Daniel, Lord RJ. Like get the title, bro. It'd be kind of cool. You're there anyways.
I don't know.
No, I'm not gonna say that. So I guess I will end the live stream with you guys saying something you want to say, and I'll go down the block and you say what you want to say, and then we'll just call it a day. All right, guys? So we'll start with Krug and then go from there.
Man, first on the spot. That's rough, John.
Hey, man, that's called disrespect.
I guess I'll just go for a more broad generic approach. The market is obviously having difficult times. Don't let emotion take hold of you. Do your research. base yourself, make sure you're not over invested. Take the time to really decide what kind of approach you want to take to your investing throughout this market and with Seifu, and just be the best you can be with it. That's it.
So I'm glad that we were able to do this so that we could show the unity of this community, so that we could show everybody that we're out here. We're going to fight the FUD, make sure that the truth is out there. Brian Legend himself even came on to join us, and I'm just excited for the future. And everyone, remember about the nodes. You have to be in before May, otherwise you're not going to be considered for the whitelist. Let's go Seifu. I'm excited for the future.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. You do have a lot of big communities in your YouTube channels, and I'm a small one. But this what makes this community special, Seifu community, because look, Brian is here, and he's not running away. So think about this. Everyone, just think about this. He's here, he's talking, he's not running away. Just be smart with your investment. And I'm sure this will look very bad if the whole market was green, but the whole market is down, guys. Bitcoin is at 30K, so it's not a big deal that Seifu has been gone. So just do your own research and see if Seifu protocol is for you.
If there was anyone to be concerned, it should be me, but I've got a smile on my face here. Look, at the end of the day, the price is down, but we're all in here for the long haul. That's the way it was built. Yes, it's a passive income stream, but at the end of the day, to earn those bigger dollars, you got to be in there for the long haul. And we've got plenty of things, on the horizon to build out. And the last thing I'd say is I'd say thank you to CoffeeZilla for making himself look like an ass. I think it's done well. I think it's a great video. I think it'll give us a bit of marketing, some more eyes. So everything's positive.
Yeah, cool. Well, all I'll say is thanks to every single person here. John, thanks for organizing this, and obviously every single person that came up here. Like Daniel said, this shows the unity that is obviously the community that Brian had built, right? The Seifu community. And so I really love being a part of this project. Brian is always very transparent. He's always up here. Right now, he's not shying away from being here. I was super surprised when he came on. It was definitely threw me off. I was like talking about something, then Brian came on. I was like,
it was super awesome. John, that was a good one, John. That was a good one.
Very, very
I'm that
good.
kind of guy, man. I'm that kind of guy.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, use like DeFi Dad said, right? Use your own critical thinking abilities. It's easy to succumb to emotion in these market turmoils, but that's where that's where the true investors really start to separate themselves from others, is when they can look at a project that they really like, in this case Seifu, and how is the leadership looking like. Brian is here, he's doxing his core team, he's always addressing FUD straight up. And so you look at the other things, like, has the core fundamentals of Seifu changed after CoffeeZilla's video? It has not. Nothing has changed in the core fundamentals. So that way, with that being said, the conviction to add more into Seifu, obviously that should be your decision, but that's where the whole critical thinking comes into play, right? With the whole market being down, like DeFi, like Krug said, this is where you guys really start. You guys really need to start doing your own research, and that's how you hedge against that emotion of being in a red market. But that's where millionaires are made, guys. So again, John, thanks so much for hosting this, and Brian, thanks so much for taking the time to joining, man. This was really cool.
Absolutely.
Everybody.
One more super chat. One second here. Just Talking says, "Hey Brian, what would you want to say to any of the CoffeeZilla subscribers who might be on here today who are on the fence?" Oh, okay.
I think that's the same answer like I answered you before with another question that you asked about new investors coming through, and that's just literally watch all my AMAs and live streams I've done on my channel. We should answer a lot of those questions that you probably have. Yeah, that's it. That's all I'd say. Look, the proof is there. The protocol's working, and if it wasn't, then you got to ask yourself, hey, do 150 other thousand holders, or at least 30,000, 32,000 now in our Discord community, 40,000 on Twitter. Is everyone wrong? You know, and you know the answer is no. Like they're not wrong, right? One CopyZilla video, one guy has some axe to grind versus 70,000 other people. No, you know, you got to use logic there. So yeah, watch the AMAs and that's it.
Very good. Well, I just want to say, make sure if you're watching this stream right now, I want you to go to Crud Crypto, Daniel Prado, RJ, Brian, Crypto DeFi Dad. Go to every single YouTube page and subscribe to these guys because these are fine gentlemen. They do literally Seifu work. And of course, believe it or not, they practice safe Seifu. I will catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. See you.